Hey everyone, welcome. Today I got a friend of mine, Dewey, out of Lakeland, Florida. Dewey, what's happening? How are you doing today?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Good, good. Well, let's jump into it. I want to know more. I know the people listening want to know more about you and what you're doing, and you're doing some really cool stuff. So, Dewey, just real quick, just a couple minutes. How'd you get into real estate, and what are you doing in real estate right now?
Real estate wise, I always had an interest in real estate, and I also thought rich people owned real estate. And so when I growing up, I saw my dad do a lot of commercial stuff, and he bought land. I kind of thought he was this big real estate guru, and I'd always ask him, man, how do I do real estate? Why don't you teach me? What I found out later down the road is he didn't really know anything about real estate. He did everything based on feeling. And luckily his feeling was always right. But I just thought that's always interested me. And as far as what I'm doing right now, there's not much I don't do as far as real estate goes. More in the residential space. So right now we wholesale, we fix and flip, we do some buy and hold, creative finance stuff, getting into new construction, and also multifamily. So we're kind of making a move into that.
Very cool. And then what area do you focus on? Are you taking down the whole state of Florida, just your area? Where's your area?
So right now, just Polk County. So everything here in Polk County. I'm starting to kind of branch off a little bit. We just locked up a deal in Sefner, which is kind of between Lakeland and Tampa. And then I'm starting to look in the St. Augustine market now. So we're starting to branch out a little bit more in different areas. But Polk County has always been our bread and butter. It's right here in my backyard.
Sure, sure. Understandable. Well, what are some trends that you've noticed just in the local, real estate market? Can you speak to what's kind of going on, at ground level?
It's on fire. I can't buy houses fast enough or get them on the market fast enough. I'm also a real estate agent, so even the properties that we're listing, we're getting multiple offers on the first day, over asking. Like, it's just nuts right now.
Wow.
We have a lot of jobs here. We have Amazon. They're building just 1 million square foot facility here locally. We have lots of hospitals, a lot of distribution centers. So we have a pretty diverse industry here. We also have Legoland in our backyard. So we have a lot of jobs here, not enough houses. So the big builders can't build them fast enough. I can't buy houses fast enough to put them back on the market. It's just on fire right now.
So who's the kind of ideal person that, that you reach out to and buy their house from? Is there a certain, person that has either, just certain qualities or a certain kind of house or certain kind of needs that is like a really good fit for your business to serve?
For me, it's just anybody that's in need. If I could help them in any way. There's no really one specific, but just to name a few, we've bought a few through people that are having tax issues, going through pre-foreclosure, maybe they're getting divorced and just need to sell the property real quick or something like that, or moving out of state. Like, there's so many different, sellers that we deal with. And then so our goal is just to help them the best we can. And if it doesn't make sense, how do we help you, any other way, whether it's, us buying it, whether it's listing on the market, maybe they can get creative with it. Anything that we can do to help is our goal.
And I'd be surprised if you couldn't help them because you have so many different, a lot of different investors out there. They just have like one strategy, but you have, I've known you for a while and you have so many different strategies, whether it's buying it cash, listing it, creative. So there's like almost, I guess maybe nobody you couldn't help.
Yeah, well, the more I learn, the more I can help. So I figure I just go out there and try to learn everything. I
So,
want
so
to be that problem solver.
that's good. So, and they need it right now. And that kind of leads me into the next question. What are some of the challenges that, sellers are facing right now? And what's going on with, the forbearances and maybe some impending foreclosures? Have you had people contact your office that are, in deferment and they're worried or they're not sure what to do with their house? Because there's a lot of jobs, but there's been some loss of income too. So what are you seeing as far as any new specific challenges that like sellers are facing out there?
It's more of the foreclosure process. A lot of them are kind of in limbo right now. They kind of push all that stuff back as far as foreclosures and stuff. So they have a little bit more time, but But it's really getting out of that situation, and a lot of the landlords as well are just, you know, tired of not getting paid. So there's a lot of that going on right now. You know, how we can help, you know, again, it's just very specific on their situation, you know, so you just tackle it one at a time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a custom plan for everybody's in something different. But what do you know, I don't, you know, forecasts are always wrong with just in what direction by how much. But what do you think is the future like as you're building out your company for next year? Are you thinking that it's going to be more of the same, or you think there's going to be a lot more foreclosures? Just what's your like, you know, you've been doing real estate a long time and you have a lot of experience. What's your kind of like just gut instinct?
I think foreclosures are definitely coming. I think there's going to be a lot more tired landlords, and you know, I think the rental market is going to explode. You know, with them changing all the credit criteria and making it harder for buyers to buy, you know, all the ones that were renters that were right there and ready to buy are no longer able to buy. So I think like probably 30–40% of your buyer pool are going back into the rental market or just staying in it. And so the demand is just going to keep going up on rentals. With houses, I mean, that's just a crazy market right now anyway, but prices are, I mean, interest rates are so low, inventory is so low. It's just, there's no way, at least in my market, there's no way for us to keep up with the demand.
Sure. You know, every business owner has to, you know, have a good control of their marketing in order to have a business. You know, it's just common sense stuff. What are some, and, you know, finding enough sellers, especially in a market like this where people are, you know, kind of in a limbo period and the market's so hot, you know, finding enough, you know, sellers to run your business can always be challenging. What are some things that are working for you in your local marketing? How are you, you know, reaching out and finding new people to work with?
For us, we cold call a lot. That's kind of our primary right now. We were doing a lot of mailers, and you know, the cost per lead is just astronomical. So we started cold calling, and now we're starting to move more into texting as well. And so it's just really kind of figuring that out. I have 2 VAs right now, just cold call all day, and we're about to pick up 2 more. And so that's kind of our bread and butter right now. That, and also, you know, have a book that co-author with you. So that's all. And that's kind of a great way for us to just get more referral business. And it's kind of like a leave behind business card that's really helped us in our marketing.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, right. So yeah, congrats on being a published author. You know, obviously, you know, not a lot of people do that. So that's, you know, helps you kind of stand out. How do you plan to, how have you basically integrated that into your, you know, local marketing, and have you, you know, gotten any wins from it or any kind of interesting stories?
Yeah. So, you know, we do get, you know, quite a bit of referrals from our referral partners, but, you know, when we have a lot of seniors here locally, so a lot of our sellers are seniors, and oftentimes they don't know how to sell their house, or they don't really, and they have so many repairs that they don't have the means to fix them. So, you know, leaving them the book and letting them kind of figure it out on their own, you know, figure out how to budget, kind of the next stage of their life, it's kind of helpful. So we kind of just leave the book with them, let them read it, and if we can be a resource, you know, on the back end anyway, and that's what we like to be or do for them.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, you know, you've been in our program for, I guess, about a year now. Can you share any insights, or, you know, maybe just a bit of a testimonial to, speaking to our real estate investor trusted expert program? What's the experience been like for you?
Experience has been good. You know, the book is really helping the seniors a lot. You know, a lot of these homes, they just don't understand what it's really going to take for them to keep their home, what it's really going to take them to keep up with their home, you know, or even the repair costs. And so oftentimes we'll walk into these houses and they're just really just falling apart because they never saved the money or budgeted, you know, for these types of expenses, but they don't have anybody to lean on. Maybe they're here by themselves here in Florida, but all their family up north, or maybe they don't have anybody, you know. So it's just a great resource, I think, if we can catch them earlier in their process or their stage, you know, and as they move forward, you know, into their next stage of life. I think that's kind of the goal with the book. It's kind of catch them earlier in the game.
Makes sense. Cool. Well, if one of those people wants to reach out to you, or an investor wants to do some JV stuff, what's the best way that folks can contact you and connect?
Definitely Facebook. I get lots and lots of messages through that, or just shoot me an email at dweeandrealtor@gmail.com.
Okay, cool. Right. Awesome. Well, man, great to have you on today. Great stories. You're absolutely crushing it in Polk County and beyond. And just keep up the good work. And I think you definitely have going to be a bright future. There's going to be a lot of people to help. And so I think everybody's getting ready to do that. And it's always good to pivot. That's interesting what you're saying about the cold calling. And when things aren't working, you have to pivot, and that's what you got to do. And we're always looking for that. So great insights today. Thanks for coming on.
All right, thanks, Max. Appreciate your time, bud.
All right, you got it.